There are certain rights that all of us as Americans are supposed to have. Me, I don't have those rights because of the term mentally ill. Because of the term mentally ill, I literally need someone to go in with me, or the police will not do their jobs. They will turn off their body cameras and shove me out the door. Unfortunately, when this resulted in Natalie getting shot in her fucking head, the police did everything in their power to cover up the fact that they did not do their jobs when it came to a disabled person being abused. This is against the law. All I wanted was for Natalie Bollinger to tell the fucking truth and ask Maddie to put a stop to this shit. But no, she was on fucking drugs. Meanwhile, I got all this evidence of all this fucked up shit that these officers are doing and that these other people are doing. The cops won't take a fucking look at it because of the term mentally ill. The courts won't take a look at it. Now, when I try to force the police to take a look at it, they won't fucking look at it. And I have to go to the same departments that wouldn't do their fucking jobs before Natalie was killed. Obviously, they're still not going to do their fucking jobs, and furthermore, they're going to do everything in their fucking power to hide what it is that they're fucking doing. To hide what it is that they did before Natalie died. The fact that they didn't do their fucking jobs. I'm so sick of this fucking shit. There's a fucking time limit on this, and all these people who promised to help, yeah, they fucking blew me off and blew me off and blew me off until those fucking time limits were over. Until I no longer have an honest chance at anything. Meanwhile, I have to jump through hoops that cost resources I don't fucking have. Those resources that I had because I am legit fucking disabled. My dad treated me like shit for 22 fucking years every time I fucking called him. Because I should have had disability when I turned 18 according to him. But he didn't do a goddamn thing to help me get it. He didn't go in with me. And that's the thing. Now I'm going to use the term rape. The reason that I use rape is so that you guys get it through your fucking heads how fucked up it is. If somebody has bipolar disorder and they're raped, does it make it okay? Does it make it okay to turn a blind eye and look away? How about if you call them schizophrenic, does that make it okay? If you call them mentally ill, does that make it okay for a police officer to refuse to take a report about it? Does it? If you were raped, shouldn't you have the right to be protected from your predators? No matter what people call you. Let's say you're autistic and you're raped. Is it okay for the police to do not a goddamn thing about it? How about if you have Tourette syndrome? How about if you're black? How about if you're a woman? How about if you're a man? What if you're white? Is it okay to rape you then? It's wrong no matter who it happens to. But some people just aren't worth listening to your society. The black community doesn't give a fuck about the homeless. Meanwhile, there's black people in the homeless community who have to endure more hate crimes than a black person in a house by a long shot. When I say fuck the police, what I mean is fuck the police. None of these people wanted to do a goddamn thing. They made offers, but they never kept their fucking word. Katie Cahill, she knew what the fuck was going on. But you know what? Instead of come forward about it, she fucking procrastinated until it was too fucking late for it to make a difference. Miss Peaches, she knew a little bit about what was going on too. But instead of going in with me, that's the only way for somebody who has been called mentally ill to be heard, is if someone goes in with them. This shit needed to be fucking documented. I need to be able to get protection orders against the Bollingers. And I need to be able to face Alicia Bollinger, the coward, in court. And Rochelle Shelley Campbell, in court. Instead of being illegally prevented from going to court. All of these people who threatened my life got away with it. Dalton Crawford was with Alicia Bollinger when he threatened my life. Tim Beeson's been threatening my life since March 21st of 2017. That was 9 months before Natalie died. Imagine that. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get someone to fucking take a look at it and go in with me. Somebody needs to go in with me, but more importantly, they need to know what the fuck is going on before going in with me. Nobody should have to go through this. And then you make shitty fucking excuses why it's okay. It's not fucking okay. The only reason these people got away with it is because nobody actually fucking cared enough to do anything about it. Now it's obvious that the Bollingers, and I've got the evidence of it on a computer in Wyoming that I don't have access to. I have no money to go get it. I don't have money to feed myself. I don't have the ability to do the things that you want me to do because I'm overwhelmed and it shuts me down. When it comes to preventing me from showing evidence, all they have to do is call me mentally ill, and it makes it okay that they do whatever the fuck they want. It makes it okay for them to assault me, to abuse me, to threaten me, to laugh and make jokes. Like I'm some sort of terrible fucking person for trying to turn in bad people. I'm not. Fuck all of you. Then, when it comes to fucking railroading me in court, I try to explain to them the roadblocks that I'm encountering. And they say, oh no, you're intelligent, you should be able to do that. Are you fucking kidding me? My intelligence does not make police officers take a fucking report. Especially not when they can say, oh, he's mentally ill, and then it's fucking fine and dandy. Meanwhile, I go to these fucking hospitals, and I tell them what's going on, and they treat me like I'm fucking crazy. Meanwhile, I have the fucking evidence. I've been trying to show that fucking evidence. Fuck the United States. This country is fucking disgusting. I am fucking pissed off at this whole goddamn nation, and I sure as fuck hope somebody drops a nuke on this place. People should not have to go through what I've gone through. Fuck this goddamn country. Where you call somebody mentally ill, and you can ignore all of the evidence they're trying to show you. You can ignore all of the abuse that they're going through. I literally had to break the law in the hopes that that would get someone to take a fucking look. That would get the police to take a look at the shit that I'm trying to show them. That I would get a fucking lawyer that would actually do their fucking job. That I could get a caseworker that would actually do their fucking job. That I could finally be left the fuck alone. Something that has not happened in over 3 years. What happened in October of 2016? over that fucking phone, over those fucking druggies, Natalie and Alicia. Yeah, they're on fucking drugs. This isn't a fucking rocket science. This isn't bullshit. Yes, obviously, they're on fucking drugs. Natalie's own autopsy report proved that she was on fucking drugs. Alicia getting arrested after fucking Natalie died. Yes, she's still on fucking drugs. Meanwhile, I'm the bad guy for speaking out. And no matter what, when I try to make a fucking police report, I either get fucking ignored or I get fucking punished. That's what happens when you try to turn in a police officer. They get to retaliate against you. And that's what I've been dealing with for the last few years. Police retaliating against me because I spoke out. I've also saved hundreds of other people's stories who have gone through similar things, not nearly as bad. Yes, I want my life to end every fucking day. And then these people want to be pissed off. Miss Peaches should have come forward. She fucking didn't. Mandy Hughes should have come forward. She fucking didn't. Katie Cahill should have come forward. She fucking didn't. Erin Cockerham claims that she came forward. I don't believe her. But the fact is, someone going in with you is the only way to be heard. Not you go in by yourself and then get ignored, and then the next person goes in by themselves and gets ignored. No, I needed someone to go in with me. Someone who cared enough about me to find out what the fuck was going on. You know who didn't? My dad didn't. My mom didn't. They didn't give a fuck. People who claim that they defended me want to be pissed off that I told their stories. Well, fuck you. You should have told that story. But it is my story to tell. It is my story to tell. If it has to do with the shit that I'm going through right now, yes, it is my story to tell. 100%. And none of this shit should have been out in public. It should have been taken care of in a court of law. But it wasn't. There is no law to the courts. If you prevent a victim from being able to defend themselves in court, you prevent a victim from showing evidence, and you go out of your way to frame them as a predator, yes, you're a fucking piece of shit. Candace Bondurant, Alicia Bollinger, Rochelle Shelley Campbell. Fuck all of you goddamn cowards. Now, Shelley, she pretended like she was going to help me, right up to the point that Shannon Alvarado exposed her friend for being a lying sack of shit. See, that's the thing about that Kara Johnson Miles lady. She was pretending like she was going to help me. Meanwhile, trash-talking me in these Natalie Bollinger groups. Then they want to get illegal protection orders that I was illegally prevented from going to court or showing evidence in. And her family continued to harass me afterwards. That's the point, is that I would not have had to defend myself the way that I did if the police had done their fucking jobs. And the police are not going to do their fucking jobs unless someone goes in with me. But nobody has the fucking time. When it happens to a black person, there's a black person group that's going to fucking pick up the case. When it happens to a homosexual, there's a homosexual group that's going to pick up the case. When it's somebody who's disabled, white, and fucking homeless, add the fact that they're a male on top of that. Yeah, there's no fucking group that gives a shit. No fucking group that gives a shit. Meanwhile, there's lots of people that should have come forward that can still come forward. I was illegally prevented from making a police report repeatedly. illegally prevented from showing evidence repeatedly. And their excuse why I should be able to magic this up is because of my intelligence. I'm going to tell you what. Let's take everything that you have away from you and tell you to jump through hoops to acquire the things that you had taken away from you in order to fucking do those things. Let's take all of that away from you. Let's take your vehicle away and tell you that you have to go somewhere 100 miles away in order to get help. Let's slander your name in public so people hate you that you never did wrong. So that those people are threatening your life or just ignoring you. Pretending like you don't fucking exist. And then talking trash behind your back. That's called slander. I didn't slander people because I came out in public about it. If the things that I had to say about James weren't true, Jamie should have come out and said something. Matter of fact, more importantly, she never should have said anything to me to begin with. Don't lie to me about people. Don't expect me to keep your secrets because I fucking won't. Bobby Forrest, I'm not going to keep your name out of my mouth. Your plan is to waste my fucking time. I don't care about your plan, your plan, your plan. Fuck you, Bobby. Keep your fucking word. What it all comes down to is that nobody was willing to look at the evidence, and nobody was willing to go in with me to talk to the police. The ones who claimed that they would were full of shit. Does that make it okay? Does it make it okay to turn a blind eye because somebody is disabled? How about because they're white? How about because they're homeless? When it all comes down to it, the police got away with this for the same reasons the Bollingers got away with this. Because people who are broke are easy to victimize. And if they're stuck homeless, they're even easier to victimize. If they're disabled, they're even easier to victimize. And if they have a penis, nobody cares. It must be their fault.